Alright, what's going on guys? It's Rest, and in this video I'm going to be going over the build that I was running in my previous video. I saw a lot of you guys actually comment saying that you would like to see a build on this, so I'm going to go on and show it to you guys. And just know this isn't like the greatest builds ever. You could add some more gear to this and might make it a little bit easier, but due to the way the boss fight does work, it makes it somewhat hard, especially on a character like Amara, because she's really heavy into elemental damage compared to some other characters, even though everybody does elemental damage, and this boss just completely negates an element when you fight it. So if you're really based on incinerate damage, since it is a flesh target but he's resistant to incinerate, your build is kind of awful, and it really shows the most on Amara in my opinion. But I am running the light show. They're just my favorite go-to like meta weapons. I have one in each element for that specific reason. Now if it is resistant to incinerate, your corrosive one obviously is going to do an insane amount of damage to a flesh target, but it will be doing an okay amount, but it will take a little bit to kill him. I also run the Hellwalker for just the first part of the area. It's really good for just insta killing a lot of the mobs. And then something like the Zetsuv Eruption can apply a debuff to the enemy. If you actually heat it all the way up, it's going to shoot rockets out. But if you swap the weapon before you actually, I guess, like fully crank it or whatever, reset the gun, you can keep reprocking this over and over again if you swap it back and forth, which is really nice to apply debuffs on a raid boss health enemy. Now, some of these other weapons I actually just have my character. I don't really ever use them. The Execute can apply debuff, but it's not as good as the Z7 in this fight because you need to pistol ammo for light shows. Then the EMP5 is just for movement speed, but again, I don't ever really run that. But the shield revolter with Axial Star Anoint, obviously this is just the best DPS shield in the game. It's crazy good. You throw your phase cast out, you get this buff on top of all your other just buffs from something like your phase zerker, and you could just melt everything. Now I have an It's Piss Grenade. Again, this can just apply debuff, but I have every single axial element if you need to swap. I have a phase zerker right here, which is good for the Hellwalker, but it's not like too good for the other weapons. But you can get something better than this if you want to have like additional stats. And then Pearl of Knowledge is just to ramp the DPS up. Then I have a launch pad right here, compass launch pad, to get ammo back for the light shows because you'll be needing a lot of ammo. Then I have just a random company man again for the Hellwalker, but I'm not really using that in the boss fight that much unless he's not resistant to incinerate. Then you can't use that. But Mystical Assault, just really quick, I'm not going to go like super in depth because I'm not making this like an in-depth build video, but you're going to be taking a lot of Mystical Assault. 5 into harm, more axial damage, 3 fast hands, get more reload speed and stuff. 1 Violent Tap should get down to the bottom, but it does help keep rush stacks up. Transcend to get more accuracy, critical hit damage. 2 points in alacrity so you can reload faster. 1 Ascendant to buff soul sap so you can hit a little bit more. 3 in Lay Bear to make your active skill, when it hits an enemy, you're going to do more damage to that enemy. So if you throw it on the Skag, not only you're getting the Revolter buff, your Anointment buff, you're also going to be getting the Lay Bear buff as well, which is really good, and the Phase Zerker buff too. Wrath to get more gun damage, Awakening to buff do harm to make your face cast do more damage. 1 in Remnant to have that your Remnant Orb, if it stacks up a lot of damage, it can do things like you saw in the other video where it just insta killed the boss, which is really cool. 1 in Avatar to be able to catch Axial twice so you can just reproc everything I was talking about, plus you get more rush stacks. And also it doesn't matter which phase cast you run. I'm just running Deliverance right here. It has a 28-second cooldown, but if you want to run Reverberation, you can if you're going for pure damage. Fist of Elements, Infusion can be good against this boss since it does change elements and randomly resist, so you can actually change it to what you need to actually use to fight him, which it can be pretty good. 3 in Steady Hands, which is good for hand and accuracy. 5 in Tempest to elemental damage. 1 Illuminated Fist to get melee damage, plus it helps proc things like sustainment. Sustainment's obviously going to be used for your healing. 1 in Wildfire to get down to sustainment. 3 in Indiscriminate to help with ad clear. 1 Deep Well to buff all our magazine size since we're using all elemental weapons. 1 in Catharsis, so whenever you kill an enemy, it can explode to kill another enemy, which is nice. Then I have 5 in Conflux from the class mod, but this isn't doing like too much for this build. And getting into the next skill tree, 3 in Personal Space to get more damage, which is nice. When you're close to an enemy, you're gonna be really close to a Skag, so you'll be getting the max benefit for this. 2 in Clarity to get some health generation, plus I'm trying to get down here. 3 in Samsara, so if your phase cast hits an enemy, you get some more gun damage and health generation. 3 in Help Enhance to get some damage reduction, which is nice because this is gonna let you survive a little bit longer. Then and finally in Light Force, 5 in Trusting Yourself, so whenever your shield does break, you get more reload speed, charge speed, and weapon swap speed. This is really good pair with Revolter because obviously the shield is based around breaking, so you're going to get even more benefits on top of the fire rate and damage that you would normally get. And honestly, that's pretty much it. I'm sure you could really go into this more and make it a little bit better, but this is what I was running in that video. And if you guys would like to download it again, I will post it in my Discord channel. But that's going to do it all for me. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.